So, 5 guns we could see in Battlefield 1 in the second DLC, in the name of the Tsar. This DLC subjects on the Russians, so the Russians had quite a lot of weaponry, and these could be 5 guns that might make it into the list. So, by all means, if you don't agree, say it in the comments. Give me your opinions for what you think, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. So, I've been thinking about this one a lot, and I think it was pretty obvious. Number one is the Mosin Nagant. The Mosin Nagant was the standard issue rifle of Russia from World War I all the way to World War II. The first one was in 1871 up to 1967. So the Mosin Nagant was in service with Russia for a while for overall its effectiveness. It's pretty much a shortened Mauser, shortened Gewehr. I don't know how it'll function in Battlefield 1, but this gun in that time was pretty advanced for what it was supposedly gonna give to the soldiers. It was gonna give enough power to take down any soldier with one shot. You got 5 shots in your magazine. In overall normal range, you would kill somebody or shoot somebody in a battle. World War I or World War II would be 400 yards. So that's number one. Number two is the Fedorov Automat. The Fedorov Automat is the semi-automatic rifle from pretty much Russia. It was used in 1917 and made in 1917, used from 1917 to 1918. But Russia actually forfeited the war in 1917. So the Fedorov Automat was not used that much by Russians, but it was effective, and it was pretty much, you see the self-slaughter from Battlefield 1, the self-slaughter in 1916? Well, it's pretty much that accurate, but with a 20-round magazine capability. So the Fedorov Automat is pretty effective, and it would have been effective if they made it earlier, but Russia left the war early, so that's number two. So number three is kind of a weird one. It's the PM1910. The PM1910 is a mounted machine gun, sort of like the Maxim MG08 from Germany, but this would be good because we haven't had a mounted machine gun since just the heavy machine gun from Battlefield 1. And I think it would be pretty nice if we got another mountain machine gun, so that thing would be very nice. Because the Russian DLC is going to be about ravines and archipelagos. So the Russians are going to be defending. Imagine them with M1910s with the actual machine guns. So it would be pretty heavy and it would be pretty cool. Maybe not something that you can use in your class, but something that could be around. So I think that would be number three. So now we're going to the pistol category. We're going to be looking at the M1895 Mosin. This is a revolver that was used by the Russians as their personal sidearm. They did not have a modern pistol as their actual sidearm, so United States had the 1911, the Germans had the P08 and the Mauser C96, and so on. But the Russians were pretty behind in technology in World War I, so they used revolvers as their sidearms, and that sidearm was the Mosin 1895. I think this would be a very nice revolver we could get, maybe for the assault, because usually that's where all the revolvers are, or maybe just a universal pistol. So that would be pretty great. So this one would be a weird one, and it would be kind of cool to have it. This would suit very good like with the Martini Henry. It's the M1887 Russian Karnka. The Russian Karnka is a musket. It's, well, not a musket, more of a flintlock. The flintlocks are the rifles that you have to pull the lever on the back and then put gunpowder. that would be pretty interesting to see in Battlefield 1. It would go more back in time style, because Russia was very back in time. So that would be a very nice gun and very interesting to see how DICE would balance it in the game. And that's been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed these 5 guns. Some of them are rare. Some of them are pretty much assured to come in, like the Mosin Nagant. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been Dr. Fritz, and I talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Granata in volo! Granata!